Before I start the same, let's add some detailing of this handle area. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete this one face from here. Delete. Select the edge, double click, and I'm going to rotate a little to maintain the edge flow. Again, I'm going to extrude, miss, and you can use the extrude option from here and scale the object. H, G for last one repeat, and W for move. G for last one repeat, R for scale, G and W for move again. G, R for scale, G, W for move. I would add this one detail later on. G and R for scale, G and W for move. So at the end you can see this one area is closed. So for that what I'm going to do, I'm again going to extrude the same and scale, and manually I'm going to make some roundness here. F for focus, G for last one repeat, and R for scale. And you can use the extrude option here. So I'm manually going to extrude these two edges, W for move, and I'm going to manually merge the vertices, V for vertex snap, and again edge view, extrude and move and scale, change into the component mode, select the vertex, V for vertex snap, and finally select all the vertex, and you can use the merge option from edit mesh and merge. Right click and object mode. Now here you can see the handle is ready. For smoothness you can use the 3 button to see the smooth preview. So this is the smooth preview of the hammer's handle. Now here you can see some detail was earlier missed, so I'm going to add the detail here. So for adding detail I'm going to use the edit mesh and insert edge loop tool. I have added some edge loop here, and finally what I'm going to do, double click to select the loop, shift and double click to select the loop, and scale the same to inwards. Let's see what happened. Now the tail are little visible here. Again I am going to add insert edge loop tool. Scale the same. and now return to the object mode, and 3 for a smooth preview. Now you can adjust this one area from this view also. Again add the edge loop tool. G for last command repeat, and I am adding one more edge loop for the support of the detail. Now hit the 3 and W for move and see the output. Now this is the handle output in detail. Now I am going to move on to the bottom of the hammer, and later on we will work onto the top of the hammer. So for creating the seal, I am going to use one cylinder here. Now come on to the input node and decrease the number of subdivision axes to 8 or 10. Now manage as per reference, scale the same, move the same, R for scale, and match according to the reference. Now this is the basic shape of hammer base. Now same you have to do, you have to make it the in betweens of the same. We will work on later on. First of all, manually select the faces and delete the seam. And now what you can see here, this one area is little bended from here. So for adding the detail, you can use the interactive insert edge loop tool, sorry, and manually select the edge and the scale. And now extrude again and W for move. R for scale. G for last command repeat and W for move. G for last command repeat, W for move. G for last command repeat, R for scale. And now move again. Now G and W. G and R for scale, inward, move up, match as per the reference, G and W, and again scale, inward, and finally come to the perspective view and manually fill the hole as earlier we had filled. Select edges, extrude again, and vertex mode, select V for vertex snapping. Now manually you can add one edge loop tool here and here V for vertex snapping, and you can use the merge option from edit mesh menu. Now this should be little upward to make the roundness here. Fine, hit the 3 for a smooth preview, and this is the output here. You can see easily. Now here you can see the sharpness is going to missing. So for adding the sharpness, here I am going to add one more edge loop in supporting edges. The same you can do here also. Now see, now it able to preserve the hardness here. Now hit 1 again, and here you can see this one area is little sharper. So for creating the same, what we can do, we can select these 6 vertices from here and manually scale the seam and move outward. Again, select these 6 vertices here and do the same. So when you hit the smooth preview, again it would be into the rounded shape. But here I required some sharpness. So for adding the sharpness, here again we require to add one edge loop tool here. So now when you hit onto the smooth preview, here you can see now it's preserving the hardness here. Now what I required to fill up the hole here. So fill up the hole again, we have to go with the same process. Extrude and scale. G for last command repeat, R for scale. You can use one more options here, merge to center also. Now hit onto the smooth preview, and here you can see the output. There is a small detail here you can see. So for adding such kind of detail, what you can do, come on to the front view again or side view, and manually I'm going to create this one thing with the help of box. So again I'm going to create one box here, scale the size of box, W for move, zoom in, and what I'm going to do, I'm adding some edge loops here. Vertex, and manually manipulate the object in component option. Now again insert edge loop tool Now I'm going to add some supporting edges here. Now come down into the perspective view, come onto the object view, W for move, and hit on a scale option, W for move, and make attach the same here, hit 3 for a small preview. If you want to add some details here, manually we require to add some more edge loops here. Now easily you can add the detail here, because now we have the required edges available here. Now use the modify and freeze transform, so here the entire value would be reset to 0. Now I'm going to change the pivot of this object. So changing the pivot, you can hit the insert button from the keyboard, and now manually you can change the pivot to center of the hammer. Now again hit the insert button to deactivate the pivot manipulation option. Now come down into the edit menu, and here you have an option called the duplicate spacer, and put the scale value of G direction. Here you can see this is a G direction to -1, and hit duplicate spacer. Now here you can see the same object has been created into the opposite side of the hammer. So this is the final output. Here you can see, for adding this tiny detail, we can add some more uh, tools here, like for a cut. For adding these three details, we can use a Boolean option. So first of all, I'm going to make this one shape as a capsule. So now my capsule is ready. Manually set these capsules here as per reference requirement. Control D for duplicate. Control D for duplicate. And now what you can do, select the model, first of all modify and freeze transform again to reset the value, and now you can use the Boolean option here. So we have to extract this one area from here. So first of all, combine these three capsules, mesh and combine. Modify freeze transformation and modify and center pivot. So the pivot of the object is now onto the center of these three objects. Now select the main object and hit onto the second object and click onto the difference. Now here you can see the result. Select the object, and for game modeling, what you can do, select both objects. First of all, switch this one into the original view, select the both object. So for game model, now select the both object and come on to the normals, and you can use the soften edges.